Hello, my beautiful, fiery Aries souls, and welcome back to Astrology Unlocked. I am so glad you found your way here to this very message at this very moment, because what we're about to discuss is not just another astrological update. Oh no, this is something far more profound, something deeply personal, and something that is happening only for you. Have you been feeling it? That subtle, yet unmistakable hum in the universe, a feeling that you're standing on the precipice of something monumental. If you're nodding your head, even just in your spirit, know that you are not imagining things. This video didn't just appear in your feed by chance. It was called forth by your soul, by the part of you that knows you are ready for a quantum leap. You may feel like you've been wandering, perhaps even a little lost in the fog, but let me assure you, dear Aries, you are not lost at all. You are simply standing before a magnificent cosmic gate that has never before been opened, a gate that your very own spirit has willed into existence. This isn't a mere prediction, it is a divine confirmation. You are about to step into a chapter of your life, a timeline of events so unique that no one else has ever walked this exact path, and it is all beginning right now. The universe is not testing you, my friends. It is lovingly and intentionally shaping you. Imagine pure, clear water flowing over a magnificent stone, smoothing its edges, revealing the brilliant crystal within. That is you. You are becoming a brand new spring of potential. But before you step through that gate into the great and beautiful unknown, let's talk about a strange and powerful phenomenon occurring in your life. There is an invisible cosmic current, gently pulling you away from everything you once knew as stable, as predictable, as safe. And on the other side of that current, it's an invitation to a more profound truth, a healing from past heartaches, and a flow of prosperity so abundant you may have never dared to dream of it. Does your heart feel that little flutter of excitement mixed with nervousness? That's your soul recognizing the vibration of destiny calling your name. So do me a favor right now. Let the universe know you are ready. Gently tap that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our Astrology Unlocked family. We are walking this path together. And in the comments below, to anchor this powerful energy, I want you to declare, I am ready for new experiences, new challenges, and to rise above them. Let's begin. Now let's talk about what might be feeling a little tender right now, a little bit shaky. Have you felt as if the very ground beneath your feet is shifting? As if things you once held onto so tightly are beginning to slip through your fingers? If you feel like your world is being deconstructed, piece by piece, I want you to take a deep, calming breath and hear me when I say this with all the love in my heart. Your soul is simply making space for miracles. You are not being abandoned. Things are not being cruelly taken from you. Rather, you are being lovingly liberated from situations, energies, and connections that no longer resonate with the magnificent, evolving version of you. Think of your life as a beautiful, sacred garden. For the most vibrant, breathtaking flowers to bloom, the old weeds and tangled roots must be cleared away. This is a divine decluttering. Those losses you may be witnessing, a relationship that has reached its natural conclusion, a career path that suddenly feels misaligned, a door that has gently closed. They are not punishments. My beautiful Aries, you must see them for what they truly are, gifts wrapped in the bittersweet paper of goodbye. They are sacred course corrections from a universe that loves you unconditionally. I know this feeling intimately. I've walked this path myself, sitting in the quiet twilight of a chapter's end, my heart whispering, why? Why is this happening to me? Why did something I poured my soul into just to dissolve? But in that stillness, a profound truth bloomed in my heart. The universe never, ever takes without the intention of giving you something far greater, something more aligned with your soul's true purpose. It is simply clearing the path for your destiny, not with harshness, but with unwavering, divine grace. You might notice that certain people are drifting from your life, almost as if they were characters in a chapter that you've now finished reading. You might see projects you dedicated your heart to come to a sudden, unexpected end. You may have knocked on certain doors until your knuckles were bruised, only to find they remained locked. This does not mean you failed or that you were wrong. It simply means your brilliant purpose in those places has been fulfilled. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom, is yearning for new soil in which to grow. A space of exhilarating truth, brilliant light, and the deep, sacred courage that is your Aries birthright. The great spiritual teachers have always understood this. There's a beautiful wisdom that says, the old must crumble for the new to be built. And in the sacred texts, it's often said that even the healthiest branches are pruned so the tree can bear even more magnificent fruit. What you perceive as loss right now might be the very thing that was blocking your most brilliant light from shining. So I ask you, gently, not to hold on too tightly. Don't try to glue back together the pieces of a mosaic that no longer form the picture of your future. Let's think about the incredible Aries powerhouse, Lady Gaga. Born under your very own fiery sign, she has built a career on radical reinvention. There were moments when the world tried to put her in a box, moments of creative or personal heartbreak, where she could have clung to the version of herself everyone knew. But she chose to shed that skin. Again and again, she had to let go of old sounds, old aesthetics, and old expectations to evolve into the global icon, artist, and advocate she is today. She didn't collapse when a chapter ended. She used the blank page to write an even more spectacular story. You see, my friend, no one can discover a new continent while keeping one foot on the old shore. Sometimes you must allow the tide to carry you away from the familiar to hear the true, authentic voice of your soul. And that voice, it may be a whisper, not a roar, but it is the realest thing you have. So let's reframe this. You are not failing, you are shedding. Like a magnificent serpent, you are outgrowing the skin that can no longer contain your expansion. You haven't lost that person. You are being lovingly guided away from a connection that can no longer nourish your soul's evolution. You haven't lost that job. You have been lifted from a structure that was slowly dimming the brilliant fire of who you truly are. You are not lost. You are being summoned back to the powerful, untamed, authentic self that has been waiting patiently for you to return. So, take a moment. Close your eyes if it feels right. What is gently falling away from your life right now? What situation is causing a pang in your heart? But if you look closer with eyes of truth, you can see it's actually helping you live more authentically. Perhaps it's time to lovingly release your grip, not because you are giving up, but because you have grown wise enough to know that your magnificent soul deserves so much more. Now we must touch upon something even more tender, something that often lies at the very core of our greatest transformations. We must speak of the heart, specifically the feeling of being let down by someone you once placed your deepest trust in. This is not about blame or reopening old wounds, but about understanding the profound spiritual purpose behind these experiences. There is a unique kind of ache that comes from betrayal, a wound that time itself seems to hold in reverent silence. It's the feeling that arises when the person you considered your safe harbor, your confidant, the one you would have defended against the world, becomes the source of a pain you never imagined possible. But let's look at this through a different lens, a more cosmic one. Betrayal doesn't always arrive like a clap of thunder. Sometimes it's a slow, creeping dawn of realization. It's in the quiet moments when you recognize that the warmth in their eyes has cooled, that they hear your words, but no longer understand the music of your soul. It's when you stumble into a moment of darkness and the hand you instinctively reached for was no longer there. In this higher view, betrayal is not a malicious act, but a growing distance, a vibrational misalignment between two souls. It is the universe's way of showing you with painful clarity that this connection can no longer hold the brilliant light of your evolving spirit. One day, you wake up and realize they energetically left a long, long time ago. You just hadn't been ready to acknowledge the silence. As a fiery and passionate Aries, your loyalty is a force of nature. You love hard, you fight for your people, and you trust with an open and courageous heart. So when that trust is broken, the wound can feel incredibly deep. But what if this sacred wound was never meant to break you? What if it was a catalyst designed to teach you the most important lesson of all? The art of unwavering loyalty to yourself? I once believed that forgiveness was a sign of weakness, that if I softened my heart, I was inviting more pain. But a wise teacher once told me something that changed everything. Forgiveness is not for them. It is the act of reclaiming your own energy. It's for you. You deserve to be free from the endless loop of replaying painful memories. You deserve to be free from the ghost of their choices. You deserve to be free from being a prisoner of a past that is no longer being written. Forgiveness is you taking back the key to your own energetic cage. A beautiful spiritual teaching suggests that no one truly betrays another. There are only unmet expectations. At first, that can sound a little cold, but the deeper wisdom is profound. We often get hurt when we place the weight of our own needs, dreams, and expectations onto someone who was never equipped or destined to carry them. Think of the powerful Aries, Mariah Carey. Throughout her legendary career, she faced immense professional betrayals from those closest to her, people who tried to control her art and her image. These heartbreaks could have silenced her, but instead, she used that fire to fuel her art, to take control of her own narrative, and to become one of the most successful and self-realized artists in history. The betrayal didn't diminish her. It forced her to become the sole ruler of her own creative empire. It called her back home, to the unshakable power within herself. And perhaps, my dear Aries, the experience you've gone through is just like that. Maybe the person who hurt you wasn't acting from a place of malice, but from their own fear, their own limitations, their own unhealed wounds. But their story does not have to be your story. You do not need to carry their baggage. You don't need an explanation. You don't need a dramatic apology. You only need the quiet courage to whisper to your own heart, I deserve truth. I deserve love that is clear and present. I choose me. So let's do a little heart check. Breathe deeply. Who is the first person or situation that comes to mind when you hear the words, I felt let down? Don't wrap yourself in the old anger. But please, don't excuse the behavior anymore either. Simply see it, acknowledge it, and then, with all the grace of a sovereign being, choose to move forward. Choose yourself. Choose to walk away from anything that once made you forget the brilliant, fiery powerhouse you are. If you have ever forgiven someone, not to welcome them back into your life, but to finally set your own spirit free, I would be so honored if you shared that victory in the comments. Simply writing, "I choose freedom," is a powerful declaration to the universe that you have chosen the light. And now, prepare your heart, because the next part of this journey touches upon something that so many of us have a complicated relationship with: money. And you are finally ready to master it. All right, my beautiful Aries, let's shift our focus to the tangible world, to the energy of abundance that is swirling around you, seeking a place to land. When prosperity begins to knock on your door, and trust me, it is, I want you to greet it not with wild abandon, but with wise and open arms. Because sometimes a sudden influx of wealth isn't just a blessing. It's a profound spiritual invitation. It comes to test the foundation of your soul, to see if your heart can remain true and open when your wildest dreams begin to materialize. Prosperity isn't always a reward for good behavior. It's a brilliant, clarifying light. And when it shines upon you, it will illuminate every corner of your being, even the parts you thought were hidden. A wave of wealth is on its way to you, Aries. But if your heart still holds the cracks of self-doubt or unhealed wounds, money can sometimes amplify what you've been trying to ignore. This is not a threat or a warning. It is a loving, cosmic heads-up. The universe is asking you to become ready, not just in your bank account, but in your spirit, in your emotions, and in the very integrity of your soul. You are stepping into the light of true abundance, and you must be a worthy vessel. I remember a time when I prayed for financial ease. I truly believed that if I just had enough, all my fears would vanish, my anxieties would cease, and I would finally feel secure. And then, when a wave of unexpected abundance did arrive, I was caught off guard. I hadn't prepared myself for the most important part: how to hold on to my own authenticity, my own values, my own inner peace amidst the newfound flow. I had prayed for the money, but I had forgotten to pray to remain true to myself while stewarding it. That was the real lesson, one learned through quiet moments of reflection. The great masters never condemned wealth. They simply taught that the one who can hold prosperity without becoming attached to it, without letting it define them, is the one who is truly free. The invitation is not to store your treasures here on earth, where they can be lost, but to use your earthly treasures to enrich your soul and the souls of others. It's a guide to ensure you don't lose your magnificent self in the process of gaining the world. Let's look at Sir Elton John, a fellow Aries. He achieved unimaginable fame and wealth at a young age. He had everything the world could offer. But behind the larger-than-life persona, he struggled. The abundance almost consumed him. But then, he shifted. He went inward, he healed, and he began to use his immense platform and wealth not for excess, but for incredible purpose, becoming one of the world's most influential philanthropists. That is when he found true prosperity, not as a mere accumulation of things, but as a homecoming to his soul's generous mission. And you, dear Aries, are standing at that very same threshold. Maybe your bank account hasn't multiplied overnight just yet, but the signs are there, aren't they? An unexpected person offering help, a project you thought was dormant suddenly showing signs of life, an idea that keeps whispering to you in the quiet hours of the night, refusing to be ignored. Do not dismiss these signs. They are cosmic invitations. You are being chosen for this influx because not everyone has a heart pure enough to remain grounded in prosperity. Not everyone is spiritually mature enough to let money flow through them as a force for good without it distorting their spirit. But you, Aries, after the sacred releases, after the lessons of the heart, after all that you have gracefully endured, you are more ready than you have ever been. Not just to spend it, but to wield it, to use it as a tool, to illuminate your soul's purpose, and to light up the lives of those around you. So let me ask you this. Take a deep breath and let the question settle in your heart, not your head. If abundance arrived at your doorstep tomorrow morning, all debts cleared, all financial worries melted away, what is the very first thing you would do? Not from a place of logic, but from a place of pure, heartfelt desire. Would it be creating a beautiful, secure home for your loved ones? Starting the foundation your soul has been dreaming of? Or maybe, just maybe, it would be treating yourself to a beautiful meal with a heart overflowing with genuine, profound gratitude for the journey. There's no right or wrong answer. This question is for that sacred, wise part of you. If there is one thing you long to do with this coming abundance, something that would make your soul sing with pride, what is it? Write it down below. Not as a frivolous wish, but as a powerful declaration to the universe that says, I have healed, I have grown, and I am ready to receive and create with integrity. Money is only an energy. You are the one who gives it purpose. And I believe with all my heart that you won't just handle this beautifully. You will do it with light, with grace, and with the fierce, unwavering kindness that has never, ever left you. You deserve to be wealthy, my beautiful friend. But even more, you deserve to remain gloriously, authentically you while doing so. That is a rare gift, and that is what makes you so extraordinary. And now, this brings us to the final, most beautiful chapter of our journey today. The moment where we realize that everything that felt chaotic and meaningless was actually the perfectly designed gateway to your ultimate purpose. My dear, brave Aries, I need you to listen to this final piece with your entire being. After all you've walked through, you might have had moments late at night where you wondered if you were somehow cursed, if you were destined to struggle. Let me be the voice of the universe today and tell you the unequivocal truth. You are not cursed. You are being forged in a sacred fire so that nothing in this world could ever break you again. The souls chosen for the greatest missions are not the ones who are given the easiest paths. They are chosen because of the darkness they were willing to walk through while never, ever letting go of the light within. They are chosen for their resilience. I know that feeling, that bone-deep weariness where you stop asking, why me? And you just start praying for a moment of peace. The wish to not have to be the strong one all the time. The deep yearning for someone to see beyond your accomplishments and to gently acknowledge the invisible wounds you've carried with such grace. But then, in that profound silence, a deeper understanding dawns. Maybe you weren't born to be protected. Maybe you were born to be the protector. And to become that beacon of strength and hope, you had to walk through the very fires that others feared. If not you, then who? Who will speak for those who have lost their voice? Who will understand the quiet pain that others are trying so desperately to hide? Who will have the courage to light a torch and lead the way down the roads the rest of the world refuses to travel? Only the most resilient souls are assigned the most challenging journeys. Not because you deserve to suffer, Oh, never that, but because your spirit possesses the innate strength to not only overcome it, but to transform that pain into medicine for the world. The Buddha sat for 49 days, facing every demon, every fear, every doubt within himself. He didn't run. And from the heart of that inner darkness, he emerged enlightened. Christ on the cross, in his moment of ultimate betrayal and pain, did not choose vengeance. He chose love and became an eternal symbol of compassion. And think of the magnificent Aries, Dr. Maya Angelou. She endured a childhood of unimaginable trauma and pain, experiences that could have shattered any soul. But she did not fall. She did not surrender. She chose to rise, and she transformed her immense pain into some of the most powerful, healing, and transformative words our world has ever known. She became a voice for the silenced, a symbol of phenomenal strength and grace, not because she was perfect, but because she refused to let her spirit be extinguished. So you see, dear Aries, you are not cursed. You were chosen. You were chosen to feel more deeply than others. You were chosen to see the truth when others see only illusion. You were chosen to take the very pain that tried to drown you and turn it into a river of healing for the world. No one survives a storm unchanged. Some are turned to ash, but a select few, the warriors of the light like you, emerge as pure, brilliant flame. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. You only need to be brave enough to protect that precious, flickering light within your own heart and never let any darkness put it out. Place your hand over your heart. Feel its steady beat and ask it gently, do I dare to live a life that is fully aligned with my soul? Not for the applause of others, but for the profound peace of knowing I am home within myself. If you feel, deep in your bones, that you were born to carry something, a story, a lesson, an experience that once felt too heavy to bear, but you are slowly, beautifully turning it into something kind, wise, and powerful, please honor your journey in the comments. Write it as a sacred vow to your soul's mission. My journey is my purpose. Because you didn't come here for an easy life, beautiful Aries. You came here for a meaningful one. And there is just one final step to take. One final declaration to tell the universe that you are no longer hiding, that you are ready to walk into the destiny that no one else has ever walked. Not because you have to do something grand, but because your very existence, lived in your fullest truth, is the message the world has been waiting for. No one has walked your exact path, because no one carries your unique combination of starlight. And the most beautiful miracle of all? Your soul chose every single step of this journey before you ever took your first breath. Are you ready? Write one final declaration for your truest self, right here, right now, so the universe can hear you loud and clear. May you be guided by your magnificent truth, illuminated by your powerful intuition, and may you feel fully, beautifully, and courageously alive in your gentle strength. Thank you for allowing me to share this sacred space with you today.